And we are live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Devil's Chat and our live watch along today. And it's a big one today. It's the Geelong Cats and the Tasmania Devils. It's a huge game, a qualifying final. And the winner goes straight through to a home prelim final. Excuse me. If the Devils win, it'll be a week's rest and a home prelim final. Big stakes for the winner. If we lose, it'll be a home semi-final next week. And both those games are likely to be at North Hobart Oval. A big hi to everybody out there in the live chat. I can see there's a few there. I hope you're all fired up today for this one. Let us know what's on your minds. I'd love to hear from you. This is a big game. I also just want to announce another prize giveaway on this channel. We're approaching the 150 subscriber mark, which is a bit of a milestone for me. And when we get to the 150, I'll be giving away a Devil's jacket. This one. It's a lovely Devil's jacket. So the way that you get yourself involved in that is that I'll give that away next week. And the way that I choose a winner is very simple. I'm going to spin the wheel. And the way to get your name on that wheel, firstly, is very simple. You need to be a subscriber to the channel. So if you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button. It's free to do that anyhow. And then in our next video, I'll give you the key word to enter on how you can get your name on that wheel for the wheel spin. Very simple. I see the players are out on the ground warming up. Looks like a lovely day there in Geelong. A lot of sunshine, but I don't see too many people in the crowd at the moment. Very small crowd. Maybe they have half the ground closed off. I'm not sure. But what a day for the Devils in their very first season to reach the finals, a qualifying final. At the start of the season, nobody would have thought that was possible. And a win today, wow. A win today would be massive. So there's two changes for the Devils today. Aidan Begg is out injured and Patrick Walker has been omitted. Cam Owen's back in the team and Caleb Mitchell returns after 6 weeks out. So let's have a quick look at the Devils lineup for today. Go to Tasmania. So in the back line for Tasmania, we have Geordie Payne, Joe Chaplin, Jack Callanan. Halfbacks, we have Nick Williams, Archie Wilkinson, Robbie Fox. On the centre line, it's Zach Adams, Brandon Leary and Brad Cox-Goodyear. And on the half forwards, it's Maddox Ivorak, Jack Dolliver and Lockie Hay. And up forward is Jed Hagan, Hugh Dixon and Jai Menzie. On the ball, we have Cam Owen, who's back in the ruck, Harry Ulmer and Bailey Bogue. And on the interchange bench, Caleb Mitchell, he's back after 6 weeks out, Oscar Paprotny, Nathaniel Sulzberger, Lucas Wooten and Josh Wolf. Looks like the players are moving into position. I thought they might actually do a line up and a national anthem, but obviously they're not going to do that in the VFL finals. They certainly do that in the AFL finals. So you can watch this game on the AFL website or on the AFL app. That's the only place I believe you can watch it. I'm watching on the AFL website. So here we go. We're away. Harry Elmore's got the ball on the centre wing. He goes forward and he finds Overack. Overack goes into the forward line, but an intercept mark taken by Geelong. I'm a bit nervous, actually. Oh, interception by the Devils. Zach Adams plays on as a shot at goal, and he's kicked it. First goal to the Devils. Wow. That's what we needed. We needed a good start. And that's exactly what we've got. That's been one of the problems all year for the Devils, is actually getting away to poor starts. So it's a fantastic start for the Devils. A goal inside the first 40 seconds. Can't ask for too much more than that. Yes, like I said, if you can access the AFL website or the AFL app, that's where you can watch today's game. Devils nearly got that ball out of the centre, but Geelong come away with it from the centre. Big tackle, but they broke the tackle. Another tackle by the Devils. That's got to be holding the ball. No, umpire's going to ball it up. Tassie get the clearance. Harry Elmer again, another touch. He's had a few touches, Harry Elmer. Devils go to half forward. Iverack, Jai Menzie, going to have a shot at goal. Oh, it's off hands and through for behind to the Devils. Devils have started very well. Good start. Good start by the Devils. The Geelong have the ball in defence. They're on the halfback flank. They go short up towards the wing. Misses the target. Robbie Fox is there applying pressure, but Geelong come away with the ball. Geelong go up to half forward, wide out towards the boundary line, and Joe Chaplin escorts the Geelong player over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in on the half forward flank for Geelong. Tell me what you're thinking out there in live chat. Can the Devils do it? I'd love to know what you think. Are you nervous? Are you fired up? I've got a ball up here on the half-forward flank for Geelong on the 50-metre arc. Cam Owen wins that tap. Bailey Bode comes away with it. But they're tackled and Geelong pick it up, have a shot at goal. Geelong shoot a goal and they're offline, through for one behind. So Geelong's first score is a behind. That's Tasmania 1-1-7 to Geelong 1 behind. Joe Chaplin comes away with the ball, goes to centre wing. Bit of a scramble on centre wing. Geelong come away with the ball. They go back inside 50. Big spoil there by the Devils and a good tackle by the Devils. It's a good sign so far. Oh, holding the ball. A free kick to Devils. It's a very good sign so far. The Devils are on. They're tackling well applying pressure, and they're winning the ball. Archie Wilkinson has the ball. He goes wide out to Zach Adams on the halfback flank. He plays on, goes down centre wing. He's looking for and finding Dolliver. Great mark by Jack Dolliver on centre wing. Well done, young man. I like this bloke. He's played so well since he's come in, Jack Dolliver. He plays on. He goes down to the half-forward line. Big pack. Bit of a scramble. Jed Hagan picks it up. He gets tackled. Caught holding the ball. Free kick to Geelong. Geelong switch play. It was a dangerous kick by Geelong. But Geelong chipped the ball to centre half back, and now they chip it out to the half back flank, and they have a mark on the half back flank. They play on. They go long down the line to centre wing. The ball's loose on centre wing. It's picked up by Geordie Payne. Loose handball. Harry Elmer's in there. He handballs to Sulzberger. Umpires paid a free kick to Geelong. I didn't see what that was for. So Geelong go to half-forward flank. They play on. They go across the 50. And a lovely mark there by Ivarak. Oh, it's a dangerous kick looking for Hagan. It's intercepted by Geelong. Geelong pick it up. Jed Buse has a shot at goal. Way offline. Across the face of goal, through for one behind. So after 6 minutes, 1-1-7 to Devils and 2 behinds to Geelong. A lovely first goal to Zach Adams for the Devils. So Robbie Fox has a mark just inside the 50 in the defensive 50. He goes out to the half-back flank, and a lovely mark there by Hugh Dixon. Hugh Dixon plays on, goes back onto his right foot, chips down the wing. Geelong spoil the ball over the boundary line, out of bounds for a throw-in on centre wing. So Geelong have a few players out today, which is a bit of a blessing for the Devils. I think it evens the game up a little bit. But Geelong have finished on top of the ladder for a reason. Only lost 2 games all year. Been the best team by a long way in the competition all year, have Geelong. So the Devils have the ball on centre wing. They go to the half-forward flank. Intercepted mark there by Geelong. They switch to play. They come right across the ground to the other side, Geelong. Oh, drop mark by Geelong. Intercepted by Dolliver. He dives on the ball. He lays the tackle. Well done by Dolliver. He gets a ball up on the 50-metre arc for the Devils. On the 50-metre arc for the Devils. Jai Menzies gets the handball off to Paprotny. He goes inside 50, over the head of Hagan. Dixon picks it up, gets caught with the ball. Umpire says, play on. Nick Williams has the ball on the 50, has a ping at goal, but a mark by Jed Buse right on the goal line. Devils have had most of the play so far. Going very well. Great start by the Devils. So Geelong bring the ball out of defence, a wobbly old kick. Surely that's going to be a lasso free kick. No, umpire says it was touched. Boundary throw in on the centre wing. Just about 9 minutes gone. 1-1-7 Devils, 2 behinds to Geelong. Cam Owen in the ruck. Geelong are going to come away with this ball, but a big tackle there by Harry Elmer. Well, the Devils are up for this. The tackling is right on. Good sign. So Geelong win the tap and they come away from the clearance. They go to the 50-metre arc. Looks like a free kick there to Geelong. I didn't see what that was for. Umpires plucked a few out. Geelong go inside 50. Lovely intercepted mark there by Oscar Paprotny. He handballs off to Fox. Fox has a bounce in the goal square. Switches play, goes to Wilkinson. Wilkinson drives the ball out to the half-back flank. Lovely mark by Bailey Bogue. He plays on with a handball. At the top to Lucas Wharton. He drops the ball. Umpire says play on. Sulzberger, Hagan. He taps it on towards Leary, but Geelong intercepts. Geelong have the ball on centre wing. Big tackle there by the Devils. Ball's in dispute on centre wing. Geelong come away with the ball. They go to the 50-metre arc and a big fly, a big mark there by Geelong on the 50-metre arc. That's a lovely mark. He chips it inside 50 and they take another mark. The Geelong have a mark about 40 metres out from goal on about a 60-degree angle. This could be their first realistic shot at goal, Geelong. Just approaching 11 minutes in the first quarter. He moves in, crosses the 50, kicks it goal. A nice looking kick, but across the face of goal, he doesn't score. Marked by the Devils right next to the behind line. And Geordie Payne it was. He chips a ball. And another chip finds Menzies on the 50-metre arc. He handballs to Caleb Mitchell running past. Lovely kick by Caleb Mitchell out to centre wing. It's marked by Hugh Dixon. Hugh Dixon has the ball on centre wing. He's looking inboard. Dangerous. No, he goes down the line. Straight to Geelong. Interception. But he's given away a free kick. It's a free kick to Josh Wolf on the centre wing. Free kick to the Devils. Geez, the umpires have paid a lot of free kicks so far. Wolf plays on, goes long, deep inside 50. A push out, another push out. Umpires paid a free kick to Geelong. 25 metres out from the Devils' goal. They chip the ball into the back pocket. A lot of free kicks, a lot of interference in marks. Free kicks so far have been. Paprotny has the ball, handballs to Fox. Fox handballs to Woodson. He goes to Iverack. Iverack squares the ball to the top of the goal square. Another mark, another defensive mark by Geelong. Leary intercepts the kick. Ball's on the deck on the 50-metre arc for the Devils. But Geelong come away with the ball. They kick the ball wide. It's going to be a lasso free kick to the... No, the umpire's paid another free kick. A holding free kick against the Devils. So many free kicks. But Geelong have the ball on centre wing. Just gone over 13 minutes in the first quarter. Geelong kicked the centre half forward. A nice mark there at centre half forward by Geelong. That's an Everett. He goes long, deep inside 50, towards the top of the goal square. Boyle, Devils come away with the ball. Geordie Payne handballs. Iverack kicks out towards the half-back flank. He's kicked it over the line, out of bounds. Free kick to Geelong. Geelong square the ball up to the 50-metre arc. Oh, it kicks smothered. Devils turn it over. Lucas Wharton. Well done, Lucas Wharton. He goes long towards centre half forward for the Devils. Wide open space. Nobody there. Geelong are the first ones back. They swap the play, switch play out to the far centre wing. Ball goes over the line, out of bounds for a lasso free kick to the Devils. A lot of free kicks and a lot of mistakes by both teams. Robbie Fox comes back into the corridor and finds Joe Chaplin in the centre square. He goes short. and he finds Iverack. Iverack's had a fair bit of the ball so far. He has the ball in the centre square, goes deep, long inside 50. Big fly, no mark. The ball's loose inside the 50 for the Devils. Menzies picks it up, wheels around, screws it back towards goal, but it's all Geelong. A mark taken on the top of the goal square by Geelong. They chip the ball around, chip the ball into the back pocket. Another chip kick by Geelong. They're not making any headway, but they're keeping possession of the ball. Now they go long towards centre wing, over the back of the pack. Robbie Fox picks it up, handballs to Nick Williams. Nick Williams comes in towards centre half forward. In another interception by Geelong. They take a mark at centre half back. They switch play. They come across to the half forward flank. Ball's loose on the half forward flank for Geelong. Intercepted by the Devils. Caleb Mitchell picks it up, breaks the tackle, chips down the wing over the head of Jed Hagan. Geelong pick it up. Great tackle there by the Devils. Harry Elmer goes toward the 50-metre arc and it's marked by Jack Dolliver. Dolliver goes inside 50 short and the mark is taken by Jed Hagan. Close to boundary line. He chips, looking for and finds Josh Wolf in the forward pocket on the boundary line. The mark to the Devils in the forward pocket by Josh Wolf. He's right next to the boundary line. He looks like he's going to snap this one around the corner. Goes around, snaps, and he's kicked it. Lovely goal, Josh Wolf. Fantastic. Another goal to the Devils. I can hear lots of cheering on the sidelines there every time the Devils take a mark or kick a goal. So it's great to see a lot of Tasmanians at GMHBA Stadium supporting the Devils. Fantastic. Go Devils. It's 2-1-13 the Devils to Geelong, 2 points. Approaching the 17-minute mark of the first quarter. Let me know what you're thinking out there in the live chat. Great start by the Devils. Great start. You couldn't have asked for anything better than this. The Geelong have the ball from the bounce. They go forward, chip kick, and they've taken a mark on the 50-metre arc. He's going to kick from about 55 to 60 metres, so you'd think it'd be very hard to make the distance from here. Surely you can't make the distance from here, mate. It's going to kick from 60 metres. It goes to the top of the goal square. Spoiled by the Devils. Oh, great smother on the line by Nick Williams. Scramble in the goal square. Another big tackle by the Devils. Geez, they're going well. They're tackling, smothering. The pressure's fantastic, but fantastic by the Devils. Hugh Dixon's on the ball. He wins the tap and he lays a big tackle. Another ball up, deep inside Geelong's forward 50, 10 metres out from goal. Hugh Dixon has the ball. It's going to be another ball up. Going to be balled up right beside the behind post for Geelong. Archie Wilkinson kicks the ball out towards the 50-metre arc for the Devils. Geelong handball back inside 50 and a mark taken by Jack Callanan. 20 metres out from the Geelong goal. He plays on, switches play to the far side and he goes short and it's intercepted by Geelong. Geelong have taken a mark 25 metres out from goal. Poor kick there by Callanan. you've got to take those sort of risks. That's how they've played all year. So you've got to keep going with the style of play you've been played with all year. So Geelong having a shot at goal. He's going to kick from about 30 metres out, 35 metres out. Looks good off the boot, and he's kicked it. That's Geelong's first goal. There's a lot more noise coming from Devil supporters than from Geelong supporters. It's great to hear that Tasmanian Devil support in Melbourne. I went to a game in Melbourne at the start of the year, the Werribee Tasmania game, and there were a lot of Devil supporters at that game. And I also went to the game in Sydney against the Sydney Swans, and there were 3 times as many Devil supporters in Sydney as there were Swan supporters. So there's Tasmanian Devil supporters all over the country, and it's great to see. Okay, Tasmania win the centre clearance, and they kick the ball inside the 50-metre arc. Josh Wolf overruns the ball, goes towards the boundary line, out of bounds, over the line for a throw-in, about 40 metres around from the Devils' goal. Approaching the 21-minute mark of the first quarter. 2-1-13 to 1-2-8. Bailey Bogue sharks the ball. His kick is smothered. He picks it up again. Handballs. Iverack handballs off to Brandon Leary. He dodges one, has a shot at goal. Off target. Through for one behind to the Devils. 2-2-14 the Devils. 1-2-8 to Geelong. Geelong bring the ball out to the halfback flank. A lovely mark taken there by Geelong. They go down centre wing, and they've taken another mark of Geelong on centre wing. A mark on centre wing to Geelong. They slow the play down. He goes short and finds a target. Handball's off, still inside the centre square. He breaks the tackle, goes deep inside 50. A spoil there by the Devils, but Geelong pick the ball up, have a shot at goal. Offline, through for another behind. Geelong is starting to get more of the ball now. Geelong has certainly had more play in the last 5 minutes than what the Devils have had. But the Devils are standing up well so far. I like their pressure. The Devils get the ball out to the half-back flank. Callum Mitchell gets tackled. Cord holding the ball. Free kick to Geelong. Bit slow there, Callum Mitchell. It might take him a while to get up to speed. He hasn't played for 6 or 7 weeks. So Geelong have a free kick. 60 metres out. They go to the top of the goal square. Over the back of the pack. Bit of a scramble. Geordie Payne picks it up. Handball's off. Sulzberger goes out towards the wing and kicks it out of bounds on the full. A free kick to Geelong on the half-forward flank. About 70 metres around from their goal. Ballantyne has the ball. He goes short. 60 metres out from goal. The mark's taken by Geelong. He's going to be kicking this from about 70 metres out. So surely he's just going to go to the top of the goal square. Surely. You're not going to kick this, mate, surely. He plays on. It's a shocking kick, but it goes to the top of the goal square. Big tackle there by the Devils, and the ball rolls over the boundary line, out of bounds for a throw-in. About 10 metres around from the Geelong behind post. Ball's thrown in a dangerous spot here for the Devils. Owen wins the tap down to Leary. Leary gets his boot to the ball. head towards the boundary line. Geelong have the ball, tackled by the Devils. Bit of a scramble. Geelong pick the ball up. They kick it back inside 50. Almost a mark to Geordie Payne. No mark. The ball is rushed through for a behind. Another behind to Geelong. 2-2-14 the Devils. 1-4-10 Geelong. Zach Adams plays on from fullback, goes out towards halfback flank. Lovely mark from Ivorak. He's played well so far as Ivorak. He goes long down the wing. Cam Owens up, he spoils, but Geelong pick the ball up. They come away with the ball, handball, another handball by Geelong. They're running towards 50, but a poor kick inside 50, intercepted by the Devils. Lost the ball there. Did Archie Wilkinson. Geelong pick it up. It's on the half forward flank. They shoot a goal and they've kicked it. Bad mistake there by the Devils. And Geelong capitalised and kicked the goal. So Geelong take the lead for the first time in the game. 2-4-16. The Devils 2-2-14. A few mistakes in defence there by the Devils. They were trying to handball their way out of defence and they got caught holding the ball. Turned it over and Geelong capitalised. Just ticked over 26 minutes in the first quarter. Back in the centre. We're going to get another ball up in the centre. Now, the umpires played a free kick against Geelong for holding the ball, for lying on top of the ball. So Sulzberger has a free kick in the centre circle. He goes short and he finds Paprotny. He goes long inside 50. A big spoil there by Geelong. Over the boundary line, out of bounds for a throw-in. Going to be thrown in about 45 metres around from the Tasmanian goal. Geelong have a 2-point lead. But the Devils have started well. And Cam Owen wins the tap, a big tap. Heads towards the boundary line. It's over the boundary line, just beside the behind posts for the Tasmanian Devils. The Devils have been very poor in first quarters in the second half of this season. So it's very good. It's very good to see that we're almost breaking even in the first quarter here. Hugh Dixon wins the tap. A big scramble. Big scramble inside the forward 50. Another ball up. Ball up about 25 metres out from the Devils' goal. Hugh Dixon's doing the ruck work. Sharked by Hagan. He gets tackled. Another ball up. Another ball up here for the Devils, close to goal. Geelong shark the tap. They scramble the ball out to the half-forward flank. The siren goes. Siren goes to end of the first quarter. So, at quarter time, it is 2-4-16 to Geelong, 2-2-14 to the Devils. I thought the Devils actually started pretty well there. We kicked the first 2 goals of the game. And if you compare that to how we have started for the last 6 or 7 or 8 weeks, that's a very good start for the Devils, I would say. Yeah, I know we're behind the quarter time, but being behind by 2 points is better than being behind by 4 or 5 goals, as we have been a few times this year. Let's have a look at some of the stats for the first quarter. Let's see who's going well for the Devils. Yeah, so as I thought, Iverack has had a bit of the ball. He's had 8 disposals. Geordie Payne's had 7. Bailey Bogues had 7. Proprotny 6. And Robbie Fox has had 6. The goal kickers are all singles. 1 goal to Josh Wolf and another goal, the first goal to Zach Adams. Who's leading the fantasy? Well, Iverack is out in front on the fantasy. What about the team stats? How are the team stats looking at quarter time? Disposals, pretty even. Inside 50s are pretty even. Geelong have had 6 free kicks to our 3. Hopefully that evens up a bit later as we go on. Hit-outs are even. Devils have had more clearances. Geelong have had more marks. And the tackling is very even. So, all in all, a pretty good quarter there by the Devils. I'm happy with that. I'm happy breaking even in the first quarter. What do you think of the first quarter? Tell me who you think the best players were. Do you agree with those stats? I do. I thought Iverack, he started well, Iverack. He actually seemed to be playing a lot more up the ground than he has been in his recent games. He's been playing forward pocket, half forward flank. He seemed to spend a lot of time up on the centre wing and even on the half back flank for the Devils. So good on him. Good on him. Just imagine if the Devils can actually get up and win this game. A home prelim final, probably at North Hobart Oval in 2 weeks' time. Let's just have a quick look at the other games. I think there's another game which is going on at the moment. That's Essendon and Williamstown. The Williamstown are 8 points in front at quarter time. If the Devils lose today, they will play the winner of Essendon and Williamstown at North Hobart Oval next week. If the Devils win today, they will play one of those other 4 teams, or the Port Melbourne, the Swans, Werribee, or the Hawks. So it's very high stakes today. Very high stakes. I think we're not far away from a restart here, and the players are going to be breaking away from their huddles very, very shortly. It's quite interesting what they've done with the crowd there at GMHBA Stadium. It looks like they have half the ground closed off to spectators. On the camera, we can't see any spectators in the crowd at all. So all the spectators must be on one half of the ground. I suppose that's for security reasons, to keep control of a small crowd. I don't know. It might be a financial thing. But I'm very happy at how the Devils have started. first 2 goals of the game, and our defence has held up very well, which is a good sign. Because so far this season, the Devils have, I say, they have leaked easy goals and fast goals. So what we didn't want today is a high-scoring shootout, because Geelong are the highest-scoring team out of all the 22 teams in the VFL. They're the most high-scoring team, ranked number 1 for attack, and also ranked number 1 in defence. Devils are ranked number 3 in attack, but Devils are ranked number 12 in defence. So it's good to see today that our defence is holding up. So we're getting ready for a start in the second quarter. And here we go. Second quarter's underway. Geelong win the tap and they win the clearance. They go inside 50. A big spoil there by Wilkinson, by the Devils. We're going to get a ball up on the edge of 50 for the Devils. The Cats are in attack. They shark the ball off Cam Owen. They go deep inside 50 to Geelong. A big fly there by Geelong. Off the hands of the pack. They have a quick snapper goal. Devils claiming a touch. The umpire says goal. A goal to Geelong. The Devils are claiming that was touched there, but obviously not touched. And unfortunately, in the VFL, there is no edge, no arc, whatever it's called, the arc. So Geelong get the first goal of the second quarter. 3-4-22 Geelong to Devils 2-2-14. Devils need the next goal. I think Geelong have kicked the last 3 goals in a row after the Devils kicked the first 2 goals of the game. So it's a free kick to Geelong in the centre circle for a ruck infringement. Geelong play on. Jed Hughes from Geelong has the ball. He goes inside 50. Spoil there by Wilkinson for the Devils. Geelong pick the ball up. They handball. Nevitt has the ball on his left. He goes towards the top of the square. A big tackle there by Joe Chaplin. And we should get a ball up. Now the ball's come loose. Snap a goal by Geelong. Across the face of goal, then through for 1 behind. So Geelong now are starting to dominate. Devils need to get their hands on the ball. Now, so Callanan, he goes short. To Robbie Fox, he goes short. To Elmer. Elmer plays on with the handball. Cox Goodyear handballs to Leary. Ball's on the boundary line. And Hagan is tackled over the boundary line, out of bounds for a throw-in on centre wing. It's going to be a throw-in on centre wing. There we go. There's the crowd shot. There's the Geelong cheer squad in the crowd there. A free kick in the ruck again. Another free kick to Geelong. It's two free kicks in a row against Cam Owen in the ruck. Geelong go inside 50. A big spoil there by the Devils, and the ball is out towards the boundary line and over the boundary line, out of bounds for a throw-in on the half-forward flank for Geelong. 3-5-23 Geelong, 2-2-14 the Devils. 3.5 minutes into the second quarter. Got a big throw-in here. Owen's in the ruck. Owen, he wins the tap, sharked by Geelong. Harry Elmer intercepts. He gets tackled. He beats the tackle. Handballs to Menzies. Menzies handballs to Bogue. Bogue handballs to Cox Goodyear on the wing. He goes to half-forward line, straight to a Geelong defender. Geelong switch to play across the 50-metre arc. They have a mark at centre half-back to Geelong. They play on. They go long out to centre wing, over the head of Cam Owen. Umpire's paid a free kick to Cam Owen. He plays on. Handballs to Robbie Fox. Fox goes down the wing. He finds Caleb Mitchell. He handballs to Elmer. Elmer handballs to Dolliver. Dolliver handballs to Leary. Has a snap in the square. He can't find Menzina. Bounces through over the line for a behind to the Devils. It was a good chain there by the Devils. They just broke down. Brandon Leary, he didn't have a proper shot at goal. He just threw the ball on his boot. So the ball's out on centre wing, and a lovely mark to Geelong on centre wing. They play on. They go down half-forward flank, a lovely mark on the half-back flank to Zach Adams. He's taken some lovely mark this season as Zach Adams. He's a fantastic mark for his size overhead. He goes long down the wing. Menzies has the ball. He handballs over the top to Leary. He picks it up. He goes deep inside 50. A lovely looking kick, and he finds Lockie Hay 25 metres out from goal, directly in front. And they're going to go and on record and say the Lockie Hay is a lovely kick at goal. I don't want to moz him, but he is a lovely kick at goal. You better kick this now, Lockie, that I've said that. Lockie Hay, he moves in, 30 metres out, and he's kicked it. He didn't let me down, Lockie. Good on you, boy. Geelong 3-5-23. Tasmania 3-3-21. I said we needed the next goal, and we got the next goal. It's going to be very important for the Devils to stay in touch with Geelong as long as they can. I can't see us, if we win this game, I can't see us winning this game by a big margin. So we got a ball up in the centre. Cam Owen sharks the ball, goes to the top of the 50, and a lovely mark at the top of the 50 by Josh Wolf. He came out on his chest. He's probably going to be kicking from about 55 or 60 metres. He looks confident, but that's a long way to kick. He moves in, kicks from 55 metres. He doesn't make the distance, and he's hooked it. Dixon goes up, but it's over the boundary line, out of bounds for a throw-in. We've got a boundary throw-in right beside the behind post for the Devils. Hugh Dixon wins the tap, sharked by Geelong. Free kick, high tackle to Geelong. They switch to play. They come all the way out to the half-back flank, now up to centre wing. A lovely mark on centre wing by Callanan. He's normally a good user of the ball, is Callanan. He goes short. Dangerous looking kick, intercepted by Geelong, spoiled. There's a loose ball on centre wing. And a big tackle by Geelong on Sulzberger, and we've got a ball up on centre wing. on the logo, ball up. Geelong Shark the ball up. Big tackle there by Bailey Bogue, holding the ball. Free kick to Bailey Bogue. He's a great tackler. I love Bailey Bogue. He goes short, out to the wing. He finds Fox. Fox plays on, gets himself in trouble, goes on his left. A lovely kick. Mark is dropped there by Lockie Hay. Comes to Wilkinson. He goes inside 50. Big spoil there by Geelong. Ball's on the half-back flank for Geelong. Bit of a scramble. Nick Williams comes bursting out of the pack. He goes long inside 50 and he finds Jed Hagan. Hagan's marked about 30 metres out from goal on a 45-degree angle. That's his first mark for the day, I think, Jed Hagan. Well, it's certainly going to be his first shot at goal anyway. He's probably going to kick from 30 metres out. Maybe a 45-degree angle. Moves in. Kicks a goal. He shanked it. Shanked it to the right. Can't afford to miss those. Jed Hagan. We need those, mate. 3-5-23 Geelong. 3-4-22 the Devils. Geordie Payne intercepts the ball. He drives it back inside 50. Big tackle there by the Devils. Oh, that's holding the ball, surely, umpire. Yes. A free kick, holding the ball to Josh Wolf. Great tackle. Great tackle, young fella. A free kick to Josh Wolf. 35 metres out from goal on a 45-degree angle. That's very good forward pressure by a big guy and a young guy. He's been so impressive in this game and against GWS as Josh Wolf. He moves in, shoots a goal, and he's missed. Cannot afford to miss goals like this, boys. We need to nail that. We need to nail goals like that. It ties the scores up, 3-5-23 apiece. Just ticked over 11 and a half minutes. Well, you don't see this very often. The Geelong player has jumped the fence and he's gone up to row 10 to find the ball in row 10 in the grandstand. That's what happens when you close off half the ground to spectators and there's no security guards there. You've got to go get the ball yourself. So Geelong will bring the ball in from fullback. They go short and he finds a man about 30 metres out from goal. He plays on. He drives the ball long out towards the wing. A lovely mark by Joe Chaplin. He's playing against his former team. He played for Geelong last year in the VFL. Did Joe Chaplin. He goes long inside 50 for the Devils. A big spoil there by Geelong. It's picked up by Sulzberger. He goes short. I'm looking for Menzies, but it's intercepted by Geelong. Jed Hughes takes a mark. He goes out towards the wing, but it's intercepted by Callum Mitchell off his hands over the boundary line, out of bounds for a throw-in. If you're out there in live chat, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me what you're thinking, because we're 13 minutes in the second quarter and the scores are all tied up. Bailey Bogue, he goes long inside 50, over the back of the pack. Geelong are first to the ball. They square the ball up and they take a mark out near the 50-metre arc in their defensive half. Geelong switch to play, cross the face of goal. out to the other half-back flank. Get a mark. They play on, go long to centre wing. Big spoil there by Bailey Bogue. Ball's on the half-forward flank now for Geelong. Inside 50 now for Geelong. Oh, another handball by Geelong. 25 metres out from goal. Snap a goal by Geelong, and they've kicked it. Wow. That's a great snapper goal by Geelong. It wasn't a great piece of play by Geelong. They just somehow forced the ball forward around the wing, knocked it on, handball here, another knock on. Ended up 25 metres out from goal and a snapper goal, and there you go. 4-5-29 Geelong. 3-5-23 the Devils. Approaching 15 minutes into the second quarter. I still think the Devils are going okay. They're just making a few mistakes here or there. If they start to tidy that up and start to link up, the Geelong win the tap and they go long inside 50. A big spoil there by the Devils. Robbie Fox mops it up. He goes outside 50, but it's intercepted by Geelong. Geelong have the ball outside 50. They drive it deep inside 50. Comes off the hands of Geordie Payne over the boundary line, out of bounds for a throw-in, about 20 metres around from the Geelong goal. It is quite a low-scoring game, I think. Devils haven't played in too many low-scoring games this year. The Geelong win the tap. They shark it off hands. And the mark is taken at the top of the goal square by Wilkinson for the Devils. He finds Williams. Williams comes short out of defence and he finds Caleb Mitchell out on the half-back flank, close to the boundary line. Devils are slowing the play down here. He goes long down the line. Big pack of players off hands, over the boundary line, out of bounds for a throw-in. Got a throw-in on centre wing. Hugh Dixon's in the ruck on centre wing. Geelong win the tap. Geelong pick it up, handball. Handball's intercepted by the Devils. High tackle surely against Bailey Bogue, wins a free kick for a high tackle. He handballs off to Fox running past. He drives the ball deep inside 50. Over the back of the pack is a snap by the Devils, a goal. It runs through for a behind to the Devils. The Devils have been a little bit inaccurate. 3 goals, 6-24. It's 9 shots apiece, 4-5 to 3-6, but the Devils are a goal behind. Ball is smothered on centre wing. Geelong intercept. They go towards the half-forward flank. A lovely mark there by Geelong on the half-forward flank. And they have a loose player inside 50 to Geelong. The ball goes there. A big spoil by Nick Williams. Cox Goodyear picks it up, handballs back to Williams. He dives on the ball. What's umpire going to ball up or pay a free kick? He's paid a free kick against Nick Williams for diving on the ball. A free kick to Geelong. Wide out on their half-forward flank. In the VFL, the umpires are very hot on holding the ball if you dive on the ball. They go long to the top of the goal square, but Geordie Payne takes a lovely mark for the Devils. Payne has the ball just on the edge of the goal square. He plays on, goes wide out towards the boundary line. A lovely mark by Geelong. They play on, they go inside 50, and another mark by Geelong, about 45 metres out from goal against the boundary line. The Devils have turned the ball over quite a bit with their kicking, especially coming out of defence. We've seen a few of those. So Geelong are going to have a shot at goal here. He's probably going to kick from about 45 to 50 metres, right against the boundary line. Tough shot at goal. I think he's kicked it. He has kicked it. Wow, what a kick at goal that is. Wow. That's a lovely goal by Geelong. From wide out on the boundary line from about 50 metres, he slotted it. 5-5-35 Geelong. Devils 3-6-24. Approaching 20-minute mark of the second quarter. Geelong by 11 points. Now the Devils need the next goal. We can't afford to concede another goal just before half time. There's probably 6 or 7 minutes left. I think the first quarter went for about 27 minutes. And not long to go. We need the next goal, and we can't afford Geelong to get it. Owen wins the tap. Bailey Bogue picks it up. He wheels around. He goes long towards the 50-metre arc for the Devils. Ball's loose inside 50. Oh, big crunch of players inside 50. They all dive on the ball. A free kick. Umpire's picked out a free kick to Geelong. What's that for, umpire? Geelong have had a lot more free kicks than what the Devils have had. We saw that stat a quarter time, and it's continuing. So Geelong have the ball. They go long towards centre wing. A bit of a scramble on centre wing. Nick Williams wins the ball. He kicks it back towards the 5th-metre arc for the Devils. A big spoil by Geelong over the boundary line, out of bounds for a throw-in on the 50-metre arc for the Devils. Ball's thrown in. Owen's in the ruck for the Devils. A big tap by Cam Owen, but it's sharked by Geelong. Geelong go long down to centre wing. Williams picks it up. Hands ball back to Payne. Payne kicks the ball back to the half forward flank for the Devils. A free kick to Jai Menzies for a mark interference. So Jai Menzies has the ball on the half forward flank, a long way from goal. He goes long inside 50 towards the top of the goal square. A big fly, a big tackle there by the Devils on Geelong. The umpire's called for it. It's going to be a ball up 30 metres out from the Devils' goal, directly in front. Owen wins the tap. Geelong are winning the clearances off Cam Owen's taps. Geelong kick the ball back to centre wing. A big stalemate on centre wing, and we'll get a ball up on the wing. Yes, the Devils need to work out these clearances. They're losing all the clearances off Owen's taps. Oh, Callum Mitchell gets the ball and he's gang tackled. Here's Mitchell, another ball up on centre wing. Owen wins that tap again. Over the boundary line, out of bounds for a boundary throw-in on centre wing. "23.5 minutes in the second quarter. 11 points the difference in favour of Geelong. Ball's thrown in. Bailey Bogue gets a handball to nobody. Leary has the ball on centre wing. He goes forward and he finds Menzies. A lovely mark by Jai Menzies. He handballs. He plays on quickly. Handballs. Ball goes inside 50 for the Devils. Dolliver can't mark. Comes off his hands over the boundary line for a throw-in. There's a throw-in here for the Devils, about 30 metres around from their goal. Ball's thrown in, 30 metres from the Devils' goal. Leary sharks the ball on his left foot, spins around, kicks, intercepting mark taken by Geelong. About 30 metres out from the Devils' goal. He switches play. He goes short into the back pocket. Another mark to Geelong. Geelong go long out towards the half-back line, and lovely mark taken there by Chaplin. He goes short. Geelong intercept. They pick the ball up. They handball their way through the centre square. A big tackle there by Williams. He picks the ball up. A free kick, umpire's party free kick to the Devils for holding the man. Lockie Hay. He's got the free kick inside the centre square. He goes wide to the half-forward flank. He finds Papotny. He goes, and a lovely mark is taken 25 metres out from goal by Brandon Leary. Brandon Leary. He's a big goal kicker for the Devils, and he needs to slot this. He's going to shoot from probably 30 metres out from goal on a 45-degree angle. He's had a great season for the Devils, has Brandon Leary. 45-degree angle. He moves in and he kicks it. Well done, Devils. I said we needed the next one and we got it. So just gone over 26 minutes in the second quarter. Geelong, 5-5-35. The Devils, 4-6-30. 5-point lead to Geelong. It's a lovely piece of play there by the Devils. I didn't actually see who passed the ball into Leary, but it was a lovely little kick into Brandon Leary, and he's kicked the goal. In the centre square, Geelong pick the ball up. They go forward. They go deep inside 50, over the head of the pack. It's going to roll through for a goal. He's kicked that ball from the centre square, gone over the back of the pack, landed in the goal square, and just end over end over end, bounced through for a goal to Geelong. The Geelong get the quick reply. 6-5-41 Geelong, 4-6-30 the Devils. Well, that happens, but I said Geelong are winning the clearances. Owen is getting a fair share of the taps, but Geelong are getting their hands on the ball first. Owen gets the ball this time and he kicks it to the Devils 50-metre arc, but it's marked by Geelong. Geelong, short pass out to the wing, another mark by Geelong on centre wing. Can't be too much longer left, 28 minutes gone. Ball's intercepted by the Devils on the wing. Devils go forward. Dolliver has the ball. He kicks the ball inside 50. Ball's loose inside the Devils 50. It's picked up by Geelong. They handball the ball around. And the ball's gone over the line, out of bounds for a throw-in. Right on the 50-metre attacking arc for the Devils. 28 and a half minutes gone. Surely siren goes any minute. Ball's loose next to the boundary line. A free kick to Geelong for a high tackle against the Devils. 29 minutes gone. Ball's on centre wing. Callum Mitchell picks the ball up, hooks it back. Mark is taken by Geelong on centre wing. They go short into the centre square. Mark is taken by Geelong. He plays on. He goes short again. Another mark, but he turns it over straight to Callum Mitchell on the half back flank for the Devils. He goes wide, looking for Hay. Hay kicks the ball to Paprotny. Handball's back to Hay. He goes up the half forward flank over the head of Dolliver. It's loose on the ground. A big tackle by Dolliver, holding the ball. Free kick to the Devils on the half forward flank. You got to go quick. The siren's going to go any moment. He plays on. He goes deep inside 50. We need a mark. No mark. Off the hands of the pack. It's going to be a ball up. 30 minutes gone. 25 metres out from the Devils' goal, right in front. Siren has to go any minute. Elmer gets the ball. Handball was smothered. We're going to get another ball up. Another ball up. Very close to the Devils' goal. Geez, the goal here would be very handy just before half-time. Dixon's in the ruck. Ball's on the ground again. Bogue's battling in there, but we're going to get another ball up, are we? Blow the whistle, umpire. Nearly 31 minutes gone. This is a long quarter. There's the siren. There's the siren. Well, there we have it. It's half-time. Half-time. Geelong 6-5-41. Lead the Devils by 11 points. The Devils are 4-6, 30. Well, we're 11 points behind the Devils, but we're in the game. We're certainly not out of the game. We've played okay. It could have been a lot worse. This is the top team in the league. This is the Geelong finish on top of the ladder. Only lost 2 games all year. So it was never going to be an easy game for the Devils. So to be within 11 points at half-time, on glass half full, that's not bad. We're in touch. If we come out after half-time and kick the first goal, then we're right back in it. If Geelong get the first goal after half-time, then it could be a little bit dangerous for the Devils. So let's have a look at some of the stats. Let's look at the stats and see how things have progressed since quarter time. So the disposals are still very, very even. So that tells you that, scoreboard is fairly close and the disposal count is even. So it is a close game. Inside 50s, well, we can see the Devils have had 6 more inside 50s than Geelong. 29 inside 50s to 23. Free kicks, it's evened up a little bit, but Geelong still have more free kicks than the Devils. I'm interested in these stoppages. Yeah, just as I thought. Oh no, I'm wrong. The clearances are actually in favour of the Devils. Well, it just looked to me like that Geelong were on top in clearances, but 16 to 17. So clearances are very even. The marks, Geelong, they've taken more marks than Devils. They're a bit more accurate in their short kicking. Their skill level is just a little bit higher than the Devils. Devils have made a few fundamental skill mistakes and have turned the ball over a few times. I'm interested in the tackling. Oh, well, Geelong, 28 tackles to the Devils, 24 tackles. All in all, it's fairly even. What about the individual stats? Let's have a look at individual stats, player stats, the disposals. Bailey Bogue, as he always does, leading the disposals, the Devils with 15 disposals. Robbie Fox is right up there with 13. Brandon Leary going okay on 11. And Geordie Payne on 10. The goal kickers, all single goal kickers. So for the Devils, Josh Wolfe, Brandon Leary, Lockie Hay, Zach Adams. So that's sort of it at half time. What does the app say about the fantasy? Who's leading their fantasy? They're saying that Brandon Leary and Robbie Fox and Bailey Bogue are all tied in the lead on the fantasy. That's fair enough because they're all actually leading the disposals as well. So there we go. It's pretty close at half time. Pretty close. I'm actually going to take a 10-minute break just to have a toilet break and a bit of a refresh. So I'll see you back here in about 10 minutes. Don't go away because I think the second half is going to be something worth watching for the Devils. I'll see you soon. And we're back. Just had a 10-minute break. Hey, Hoops crew. Go Cats. Mate, don't know about Go Cats. We're pretty much following the Devils here, but the Cats are going okay. 11 points up at half time. Okay, I just noticed in the halftime break that we have just ticked over 160 subscribers. So I just want to thank everybody so much for subscribing to this channel. We're only a small channel, but we're growing. And so I said at the start of the stream that after we reach 150 subscribers, I was going to do another giveaway, a prize giveaway. I've done 2 or 3 prize giveaways on this channel so far. So what I'm going to do next week is I'm going to give away a Devils jacket, this one. So if you're a Devils supporter, you can get your hands on this jacket next week. And I'll tell you how to do that in our next video. So I'll be doing a match review after this final here today. In that video, I'll give you a keyword. And if you can put that keyword in the comments section in that video, that will get you your name on the wheel for a wheel spin, and we'll spin the wheel and one lucky subscriber will win that jacket. Okay, I can see the players are back out on the ground after half time. This is the biggest second half of the Devils season so far, obviously. A qualifying final. Win this, home prelim final. Just imagine that, a home prelim final. I just wonder if it's a big two. Just imagine if it's a home prelim final against, I don't know, a Hawks or someone like that, if they would actually play that game at Ninja Stadium, or if they'd actually go back and have it at North Hobart Oval. If you're out there in the chat, where do you think they will play a home prelim final if it was an AFL club? Do you think they'd still go with North Hobart, or would they try to get Ninja, Bellerive Oval? I'd like to know what you think. We're getting ready for a restart after half time. $11 points the difference in favour of the Cats. It is quite a low-scoring game. In most games that I've seen the Devils play this year, we've been up around 45 or 50 points at half time. So we're a couple of goals shy of where we normally are. And that's probably due to Geelong's defensive skills. I think I said in the preview that Geelong are actually ranked number 1 in defence and number 1 in attack. So it's not unexpected that the Devils would be scoring a bit lower than what they normally have so far this season. Let's just have a quick look at the other game. There's another game going on. I just want to see what's going on in the other game. So Essendon have fought back. Essendon are now 15 points ahead of Williamstown. So like I said, if the Devils actually do lose this game, they will play the winner of Essendon and Williamstown in Hobart, more than likely. And in the other game, Port Melbourne are 10 points ahead of Sydney. The players are taking up their positions now. Start the third quarter. Here we go. And we're underway. We're underway in the third quarter. Geelong get their hands on the ball first. Ball's out on centre wing. Handball forward by Geelong. Another handball forward by Geelong on the 50-metre arc. Scrubby old kick inside 50. Another they're handball crazy, Geelong. They've got the ball to the top of the goal square. They get a shot at goal and they've kicked it. Wow. They handballed probably about 10 handballs in a row there, Geelong, and have ended up with the first goal of the third quarter. That's not what the Devils needed to start the third quarter. 7-5-47 Geelong to 4-6-30. The Devils. It's gone out to 17 points. Geelong get the first goal of the third quarter. The Devils certainly need the next one. I just wonder whether the way that Geelong actually moves that ball, I just wonder whether at half time in the Geelong dressing room, they were talking about let's handball the ball more. Because they certainly are now. They're handballing everything now. Geelong go forward again. Inside 50. A lovely mark there to Chaplin by the Devils. He can't find anybody. He's looking to pass to somebody. He can't find anybody. He goes long to centre wing. A mark is taken by Geelong on centre wing. He plays on. He drives the ball to the top of the 50-metre arc, intercepted by Brad Cox-Goodyear. He switches play, goes across the face of goal to Geordie Payne. Geordie Payne comes out to the halfback flank. Geelong, that's holding the ball, umpire, no? Geelong picked the ball up, half forward flank to go inside 50, and another mark to Geordie Payne. He goes long, outside 50, another mark to Geelong. They're starting to dominate around the ground, Geelong, you can see that. Starting to dominate. Geelong go inside 50. A nice mark to Wilkinson by the Devils. He plays on. He kicks the ball very high. Back outside 50. A free kick to Brandon Leary. Leary has the ball on the half-back flank for the Devils. He goes short. He finds Bailey Bogue. He handballs back to Leary. Gets himself in a bit of trouble and he turns it over. It's on centre wing. The scramble on centre wing. Geelong picked the ball up. High kick. High tackle there against the Devils. Geelong have the ball. They're running inside 50. They have a ping at goal. Missed. The Devils keep turning the ball over. We've seen that a lot. That was a point to Geelong. 7-6-48. 4-6-30. Devils have the ball out on the halfback flank. Paprotny, he goes to centre wing. Terrible kick straight to Geelong. Geelong handball. A big smother there on centre wing by Cox Goodyear. Ball's over the boundary line, out of bounds for a throw-in. Yeah, what I'm noticing here, every time the Devils actually get the ball in defence, they are looking for a short pass. But Geelong are manning up and there's nobody for the Devils to kick to. And so they go long down the line and they just keep turning it over. And if they do take on a short pass, they're always under pressure and they're making mistakes. So the ball's on centre wing here for the Devils. I think Cox Goodyear has it on the wing. He plays on, drives the ball inside 50 for the Devils. Over the back of the pack. Geelong dive on the ball. Dolliver's in there fighting for the ball. Ball comes out. Geelong pick it up. Owen has the ball, handballs out of the pack. Come back to the Devils. They shoot a goal. Paprotny is kicked it out of bounds on the full. So the Devils are 18 points behind. A mark is taken by Geelong on the half-back flank. He drives the ball down the wing. Another mark's taken by Geelong on the centre wing. He kicks the ball to the top of the 50-metre arc. Almost a mark there. Yep, mark is paid to the Devils. They play on. Mitchell comes wide. He finds Menzie out on the wing. Menzie goes short. He finds Lucas Wooten. He's been very quiet, Lucas Wooten. So Lucas Wooten has a mark on the half-forward flank. He goes into centre half-forward. It's a great kick, and he finds Leary. A mark or free kick. Centre half-forward. Leary goes short. Terrible kick. But it's Dolliver picks it up. Handballs. Elmer. Kick is smothered. Elmer smothers the ball again. The scramble at centre half forward for the Devils. But Geelong come away with the ball. And they go up to centre half forward themselves. It's an open forward line up here for Geelong. It's Propotny and Mitchell. Mitchell gets the ball. He runs out of half back up to centre wing. Over the back of the pack, Geelong have the ball. Geelong handballing on the half forward flank. They're tackled. Handball again, and they go long inside 50 to Geelong. Over the back of the pack, off hands, Geelong walking into an open goal. Another goal, Geelong. Yeah. Yeah, Devils just keep turning the ball over. The Devils are trying to set the ball up, coming out of defence, but they just keep turning the ball over. And Geelong, every time Geelong get the ball, it's just handball, handball, handball until they find somebody in space. And when they find somebody in space, then they go inside 50. And the last few times, their forward line's been quite open. So the 8.5-minute mark, Geelong have skipped out to a 4-goal lead. The Devils definitely need the next goal here. We need to keep in touch. Oh, Geelong win the centre clearance. They have a bounce. They're going inside 50, handballing again. Another handball, but a big tackle by the Devils. Handball, handball, handball. That's all they're doing, Geelong. It's obviously been a big half-time instruction by Geelong is handball. Fox wins the clearance, goes off to Callanan. Callanan kicks the ball up to centre wing, over the back of the pack. All Geelong there, though. Another big tackle by the Devils. Another ball up. Ball up on centre wing. Owen in the ruck. Geelong win the clearance again. Another handball. Menzies in there. He picks it up. He kicks it over his shoulder down towards centre wing. Hugh Dixon has a fumble. Owen's in there. He handballs off to Menzies, Sulzberger, Fox, Mitchell. He handballs backwards to Wilkinson, who kicks it out towards centre wing over the head of Iverack. Iverack picks it up, goes to the half-forward line. Lovely kick and a lovely mark to Lucas Wooten. Wooten has marked the ball probably 35 metres out from goal on a 60-degree angle. But that was the best piece of play by the Devils in the last quarter and a half. They've not been able to move the ball like that for a long, long time. But Lucas Wharton, he kicked 2 lovely goals last week. What can he do here? Moves in, across the face of goal. They just can't make the most of their opportunities when they get an opportunity, the Devils. 4 goals, 7 the Devils. The Geelong bring the ball out defence up to the centre wing. It's a lovely mark there, though, to Lucas Wooten. He goes long, deep inside 50, looking for Dixon. And a great mark by Hugh Dixon over the back of the pack. That's his first big mark of the day. He's been quiet. He's been quiet, has Hugh Dixon. We need him to stand up. That was a lovely mark by Hugh Dixon. So he's going to kick from probably 30 metres, 25, 30 metres out, directly in front of goal. We need this. He's kicked it. Well done, Hugh Dixon. Geez, we needed that. 8 goals, 6, 54 Geelong. 5 goals, 7, 37 to the Devils. Just ticked over 12 minutes into the third quarter. 17 points to Geelong. But the Devils have actually looked a bit better in the last 2 or 3 minutes. They've strung a few passes together. Managed to keep possession of the ball. The ball's back in the centre circle for a ball up. Geelong win that tap, but it's taken by Caleb Mitchell. He gets tackled. A ball up. A ball up on the Devils' side of the centre circle. Owen wins the tap. Hay takes it, but he's tackled. Another ball up. Another ball up. He's played a free kick in the ruck to Geelong. They play on. Have a bounce. Another bounce. He kicks the ball inside 50. There's a big tackle there by Fox for the Devils. He's played holding the ball. Free kick to the Devils. Robbie Fox. He's had a lot of possession as Robbie Fox. He plays on. Goes down the line. Not a good kick. Geelong pick it up. And they come into the corridor. They have a mark. They handball. And they kick it long to the top of the goal square. A lovely spoil there by Chaplin. Through for a behind to Geelong. $18-point lead to Geelong. Wilkinson has a mark on the defensive 50-metre arc for the Devils. This is where they're struggling, the Devils. They're struggling to find, that's 15 metres, umpire. Umpire's called play on, not 15. It's a ball up on the 50-metre arc. Yeah, the Devils have had trouble actually getting the ball out of defence. Owen wins the tap and takes it himself. He kicks it down to centre wing. Lovely pickup by Brandon Leary. And Robbie Fox has the ball. Handball's off to Lockie Hay. Hay drives it inside 50 looking for, is that Iverack? Oh, that's a mark, umpire. Umpire hasn't paid the mark. Geelong pick it up and clear their defence out to centre wing. It's all Tasmania here, though. Wootton, he kicks into the back of Mitchell. Mitchell picks it up. Handballs to Williams. Scrubby old kick. Lockie A has the ball. Handballs to Sulzberger under pressure, and Geelong turn it over. That's poor play by the Devils. Kick the ball in that situation. Geelong break a tackle. They kick the ball inside 50. It's all Geelong. A mark taken by Geelong 25 metres out from goal. Well, that was poor there by the Devils. They had the ball in the corridor in the centre square, and Lucas Wootton accidentally kicked the ball into the back of Caleb Mitchell. And then Sulzberger handballed to a guy who was 1-on-3. Coughed the ball up straight down the other end, and the Cats have a shot at goal from directly in front. And he's missed. Oh, that's a big let-off. That's a big let-off for the Devils. Wow. I think now we might see the Devils try and be a bit more aggressive, though. They've got to take the game on. So the ball is spoiled over the boundary line, out of bounds for a throw-in on the half-back flank for the Devils. They're 19 points behind. 17 minutes in the third quarter. A ruck infringement, free kick to Hugh Dixon. Can't find a target. They're all tied up. So he goes backwards. Goes backwards to Adams. Adams then comes out to centre wing, looking for Mitchell over his head. It falls in the arms of Bogue. Bogue handballs to Elmer. Elmer's tackled. No chance. A ball up. Ball up on centre wing. Well, Geelong are manning up so well. Devils just can't find free players. Again. Okay. This time it comes to Bailey Bogue. He chips to 50 metres and a mark is taken by Hagan on his chest, 60 metres out from goal. Hagan goes to the top of the square, off the hands. Umpire's blown his whistle. A free kick to Geelong. Of course it is. Why can't it be a free kick to the Devils? A free kick to Geelong in the last line of defence. He plays on, comes out to centre wing. A lovely mark by Dixon in front of the pack. Dixon's starting to get into the game now, and that's what we need. We need him to get into it, stand up. He goes inside 50. Hay has the ball. Handballs to Bogue. Bogue handballs. Elmer. And Elmer chips. A short kick. Play on, the umpire says, not 15. A ball up. A ball up on the 50-metre arc for the Devils. Dixon wins the tap in the ruck, straight to Geelong. Big tackles in there by Geelong on the Devils. Another ball up. Hugh Dixon's in the ruck. Geelong come away with the ball up the centre wing. Lovely kick and a lovely mark by Geelong. He wheels around, goes inside 50. Oh, this looks dangerous. Lovely spoil there by Nick Williams. Spoils it over the boundary line, out of bounds for a throw-in. That was a wide open 50 there for Geelong, and a lovely spoil by Nick Williams. A boundary throw-in just beside the behind post for Geelong. They lead by 19 points. A dangerous spot for a throw-in. Hugh Dixon's in the ruck. Bailey Bogue wins it. Oh, big tackle. And the ball comes off hands over the boundary line, out of bounds for a throw-in, about 45 metres around from the Geelong goal. But a boundary throw-in, 20 and a half minutes gone in the third quarter. Hugh Dixon's in the ruck. He wins his own tap, but Geelong pick it up. And what do? They handball again and they chip inside 50 and find a target. That's nice play by Geelong. Geelong have taken the mark about 25 metres out from goal, nearly directly in front. If they kick this, it's going to be the biggest lead of the day so far. He moves in. He's going to kick from 30 metres. He kicks and he's kicked a goal. He's kicked a goal for Geelong. Makes it very hard for Devils now. We're now 25 points behind. Geelong 9-8-62. The Devils 5-7-37. Approaching 22 minutes in the third quarter. That's the biggest lead of the game so far. But we've seen the Devils come back from further behind than this year. They come back from 5 goals behind against Gold Coast. But, I mean, Geelong's a better team than Gold Coast. Brandon Leary takes the clearance from the middle. He drives the ball long, deep inside 50, but straight to a Geelong player. And Geelong take a mark not far from goal. Geelong bring the ball out to the half-back flank. A big spoil from Caleb Mitchell. The ball's loose inside the centre square. It's picked up by Callanan. Caleb Mitchell drives it back inside 50 for the Devils. Hagan kicks the top of the goal square. Nobody there for Devils. Geelong, and they rush it through for a rush behind to the Devils. "24 points behind are the Devils. Geelong bring the ball out of defence, long to centre wing, a lovely kick, and they find a loose player on centre wing. Geelong play on. They go up to half forward. Another nice mark by Geelong at half forward. They handball. Another handball on the 50-metre arc. They chip inside 50. Oh, that's lovely play by Geelong, and they take a mark 30 metres out from goal. So Geelong is starting to show their class now. That was lovely play by Geelong. Geelong have a shot at goal here from probably going to kick from 35 metres out, directly in front. If he kicks this, it's going to push the margin out to 5 goals. He kicks the goal. And he's kicked it. Well, that makes it very hard for the Devils now. It leads out to 5 goals. 10-8-68 Geelong. 5-8-38 Tasmania. Geelong moved that ball absolutely beautifully from fullback. It was the kick in from fullback. And within 2 kicks, It was on the 50-metre arc, and then 2 handballs and a chip kick to 25 metres out from goal. Lovely play. The Devils, if they have any chance, they definitely need the next couple of goals. But Geelong win the clearance. They come out of the centre. They go inside 50 again. Handball by Geelong, a shot at goal. It hits the behind post, out of bounds on the full. They're starting to win a lot of ball now, Geelong. The Devils are feeling the pressure. Paprotny has the ball in the half-back flank. He goes long to centre wing. Almost the mark there to Owen. Elmer takes it off hands, tries to do too much. Caught with the ball. Holding the ball against Terry Elmer. Geelong are all over the Devils now. They're a good team, Geelong. That's why they've been on top all year. It's starting to show. Lovely mark by Geelong at the top of the 50-metre arc. That's their ruckman. Don't know his name, but it's a lovely big mark. He's going to kick from 60 metres. I can't imagine he's got the distance from there. He's probably going to kick this ball to the top of the goal square. He moves in. Kick from 60. He's got the distance. He's just off line. That was a lovely kick. He's just off line. Through for a behind. 10-9-69 Geelong. The Devils 5-8-38. 27 minutes gone in the third quarter. 31 points. We're under the pump now, Tassie. Ball's out on the half-back flank for the Devils. They're always under pressure now. Every ball they get, the Devils are under pressure. Jai Minzy has the ball. Handballs to Bailey Bogue. He handballs to Dolliver, running down the wing. He goes inside 50, but there's nobody there. Just an open 50. And Geelong are running back. Geelong have the ball. It's smothered inside the Devils 50. Handball to Menzie. Menzie handballs to Cam Owen. Cam Owen has a shot at goal and he's kicked it. Cam Owen has kicked the goal. That might be his first goal of the year. I'm not sure. I'm guessing that might be Cam Owen's first goal of the year. It was a lovely goal by Cam Owen and a lovely handball by Jai Menzie. So it puts the Devils back in touch. 25 points the difference. We're not out of it, but we need the next couple of goals for sure. That was a lovely goal from Cam Owen. Snap around the corner. Very impressed with his skills there for a big ruckman. You don't often see a big ruckman have a depth touch like that around goal. He's back in the ruck now with Owen. He wins the tap, but that's the siren. 3/4 time siren. And that is 3/4 time for the Devils and Geelong. And Geelong have a 25-point lead. 10-9-69 to Tassie. 6-8-44. 25 points. But that was an important goal by the Devils. It puts them just within striking distance. Like, I know we've only kicked 6 goals for the game, and we probably need to kick another 6 goals in the last quarter to win the game. So it will mean a momentous turnaround for the Devils to kick 6 goals in the last quarter, because you would expect that Geelong will kick 1 or 2 goals themselves. So, but we're in touch. We're in touch. Okay, so let's have a look at what's going on in those other games. Now, as I said before, if the Devils lose this game against Geelong, we play the winner of Essendon and Williamstown. And Essendon are 6 goals ahead of Williamstown, approaching three-quarter time. So at the moment, if you're laying odds for next week, you'd probably say it's more likely to be Tasmanian Devils versus the Essendon Bombers at North Hobart Oval in a semi-final, a home semi-final for the Devils. But you never know. We've still got 30 minutes to go. In the other game, Port Melbourne are 2 goals ahead of Sydney. That's a close game, also low scoring at half time in that game. Rightio. So just going to bring up the stats, because I think it will show in that quarter that Geelong really got on top. Just have a look at the team stats. Well, that surprises me, is that disposals are still fairly even, 249 to 243. What that tells me then is Geelong are just making the most of their disposals. They're more efficient than the Devils, and they're not turning the ball over as much as the Devils do. And Geelong have certainly had more handballs. Inside 50s, they're close. 41 to 38 is not a big difference with inside 50s. Free kicks are pretty close. Stoppages. Geelong are winning the hit-outs. Clearances, that still surprises me, because every time I see a centre clearance, Geelong win the centre clearances. So it's probably the around the ground clearances where the Devils actually maybe be in front in the ground clearances. And marks are dead even. What about tackling? Well, yeah, Geelong are applying more pressure. They've had 10% or 30% more tackles than the Devils, an extra 9 tackles than the Devils. So let's have a look at the player stats. So, Jack Bowes from Geelong, he's the highest disposal getter on the ground with 25 disposals. Jack Bowes, he's a good player. He's an AFL player. I think he's played 150 AFL games as Jack Bowes. And Mitch Nevitt's played, I think, 23 or 25 AFL games. He's on 23 disposals. Bailey Bogue, as per usual, he's in and under 22 disposals. He's the leading disposal getter for the Devils. And Robbie Fox has 20. Brandon Leary, 17. And Geordie Payne on 16. The goal kickers, I think the goal kickers are all singles, apart from Geelong. So Zach Stevens for Geelong has 2. Jesse Mellor has 2. For the Devils, it's Josh Wolf, Cam Owen, Brandon Leary, Lockie Hay, Hugh Dixon, and Zach Adams. What about the fantasy? Who's leading the fantasy? Well, the fantasy says that Mitch Nevitt is leading, followed by Jack Bowes and Robbie Fox. So the fantasy says the 3 best players on the ground are Mitch Nevitt, Jack Bowes and Robbie Fox. I think Bailey Bogue's right up there. He's done pretty well. Okay. 30 minutes of football left. What can the Devils do? If you're out there in the live chat, how are you seeing the game so far? Tell me what you think. Tell me if you think the Devils have a chance or if Geelong look too strong. Or if you want to talk about something else, talk about anything. Just let me know what you're thinking. Because this is the last 30 minutes of a qualifying final. I think the Devils need 6 goals. We need 6 goals to win. We're underway in the last quarter. Geelong go forward. A handball chain by Geelong, inside 50. The ball goes over the boundary line and out of bounds for a throw-in. About 40 metres around from Geelong's goal. Yeah, Geelong are in total control since probably the end of the first quarter, I would say. The Caleb Mitchell has the ball. It comes off his hands over the boundary line, out of bounds for a throw-in on the 50-metre arc for Geelong. There's a throw-in here. Cam Owens in the ruck for the Devils. He wins the tap. And Callan goes off the ground. Comes to Adams. Adams handballs. Wilkinson gets pushed off the ball. It's a free kick to Wilkinson for a push in the back. That was lucky. Wilkinson, he goes quickly. He chips the ball wide to Caleb Mitchell. He's on the half-back flank. He goes down the line, a lovely kick, and he finds Hugh Dixon on centre wing. Hugh Dixon goes short. That's play on. Cox Goodyear has the ball, goes to the top of the goal square. In fact, he goes longer off the hands. Geelong bring the ball away. And Geelong bring the ball out to the half-back flank, and they take a mark on the half-back flank. Geelong just seem to be able to relieve pressure in their back line all the time. The ball's on centre wing. Look away handball there from Jack Bowes at a big tackle by Archie Wilkinson. And umpire spotted a free kick for a high tackle to Geelong. Going to be a free kick here to Geelong on the boundary line, about 60 or 70 metres around from goal. But I think he's done his ankle, this Geelong player. Looks like he's done an ankle. They've called for a stretcher. That's not a good sign. You don't like to see anybody actually go down like that. Well, it's either a knee or an ankle, or he might have broken his leg the way that he's writhing in pain. He doesn't look he's in a lot of pain, this bloke. You don't get that amount of pain with an ankle. I've done plenty of ankles in my time, and you don't get that amount of pain with an ankle. I reckon he's broken his leg here, this poor bloke. That's not good. So this is going to be a long quarter. You don't like to see anybody go down like that. If it is a broken leg, then that's going to finish him for the rest of the season. The Devils need to regroup here. They just haven't been able to get their game going all day. They've just struggled with trying to connect. Most times they get the ball, they're under pressure, and their skill level has been down because they're under pressure. Their handballs and their short kicking has just been off under that Geelong pressure. But as I said, Geelong are ranked number 1 for defence in the VFL. And that's been very, very obvious today, to me anyhow. They're a very good team. I mean, the Devils have played some good teams this year, but this is the best effort I've seen against a very good Devils team. This poor guy here is still on the ground, on the stretcher. He's actually rolled him onto his side I think. Doesn't look good. You don't like to see that. It's a funny thing. That's the first Geelong player I've seen actually go over and tap him and say, "Yeah, okay, mate." Come on, Geelong players. You should all be over there. You should all be over there and tap him on the shoulder and say, "It's okay, mate." Only one player's done that so far. Maybe the players are just letting the medical staff actually do their job. Maybe they're not trying to interfere with anything. It doesn't look good for this guy, I'll tell you. That's anyway, he's right beside the Geelong race there, so they're going to take him straight up the race, straight off the field. I'm pretty sure it's a free kick to Geelong. So this is going to be probably a 35 or 36-minute quarter. Free kick to Geelong. They're going to take this ball inside 50. He plays on. He kicks it deep inside 50. And a big mark there by Geelong. He just pushed Archie Wilkinson out of the way and took an easy chest mark. That's too easy. You got to be stronger in a contest than that, Archie Wilkinson. I'm sorry, but you got to be stronger than that in a marking contest. So Geelong having a shot at goal here. He's going to kick from 30 metres out from goal on a slight angle. He kicks the goal and he's put it through. Yeah, that makes it very, very difficult for the Devils. That takes the margin out to 31 points. 11-9-75 Geelong. 6-8-44 the Devils. Yeah, that was, I don't know, that's very strange for me. We had a 5-minute delay and Geelong were able to find a mark inside 50. You've just got to be stronger than that as a big key defender inside 50. Cam Owen, he gets the ball out of the centre. He kicks it towards a 50-metre arc for the Devils. Hagan drops the mark. Ball's loose on the ground inside 50 for the Devils. Players jump on the ball. A ball up on the 50-metre arc for the Devils. Owen wins the tap. They're going to get another ball up here. Geelong win the tap. Jack Bowes in there. Stevens in there. They kick the ball to centre wing. A nice mark by Chaplin. He's played well today, Joe Chaplin. He switches play right across the half forward Sun in the eyes of the players. A lovely mark there to Brad Cox-Goodyear with the sun in his eyes. He's just on the edge of the centre square. He goes wide inside 50. Oh, umpire spotted free kick. A block the way of the Devils. A free kick to Hugh Dixon for a shepherd in a marking contest. Hugh Dixon is right against the boundary line and he's the left footer, so it's not a great spot for a left footer. But he's a very good kick at goal, Hugh Dixon. Geez, we need this. No. He's missed that. Gone to the near side. Another behind to the Devils. 30 points of difference. We've probably got 25 minutes left, I'd say. 6 goals in 25 minutes. That's doable, but at the moment, the Devils don't look like it. So Geelong have the ball on their half-forward line. Free kick to Nick Williams on the half-back line for the Devils. He goes short and finds Bailey Bogue. He handballs back to Williams, puts him under pressure. Oh, they put themselves under pressure, the Devils. Bailey Bogue in there again. He mops it up. He goes to Wilkinson. Wilkinson handballs to Fox. Fox handballs back to Wilkinson. Wilkinson goes to Williams. Williams handballs to Fox. Fox kicks to centre wing over the head of Ivorak. Ivorak gets tackled without the ball. Umpire says play on. Geelong get the ball. Handball back to Nevitt from Geelong. He goes inside 50. A nice interception there by the Devils. And they switch it. They go wide. At the Cox-Goodyear, all alone on centre wing. He runs on the ball. He picks it up. He goes to the half-forward line, looking for Menzies. It's in front of him, and he fumbles it over the line, out of bounds for a throw-in. A boundary throw-in on the 50-metre arc for the Devils. 5 goals behind the Devils. Geelong win the tap. Bailey Bogue gets it. He handballs to Fox. Fox handballs back to Caleb Mitchell. He goes inside 50, looking for Dixon over his head. Hay runs onto the ball, gets tackled and gets slung over the boundary line, out of bounds for a throw-in. 40 metres around from the Devils' goal. Boundary throw-in inside the Devils' forward 50. Dixon's in the ruck. Big knock from Geelong. He's punched that 30 metres outside the 50-metre arc and it goes over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. Throw-in here. Cam Owens in the ruck for the Devils. He wins a tap, but straight down to a Geelong player, and they go to centre wing. It's all Geelong here. They win the ball. Handball is smothered, though. Chaplin, he picks it up, goes to Wilkinson. Wilkinson handballs to Williams. Williams handballs to Wilkinson. A terrible kick by Wilkinson straight to Geelong. He goes inside 50. It's intercepted by Nick Williams. He goes wide out to centre wing. Marks is dropped by Caleb Mitchell. Fox picks it up. Handballs over the top to Cam Owen. Owen drives it long inside 50, looking for Menzies over the back. Play on, oh, Wolf, you got a handball, man. Over the line, out of bounds. If Wolf had realised there, he had a player all alone in the goal square. He just needed a handball over the top to, I think it was John Menzies, all alone in the goal square. It would have been a certain goal for the Devils, but I think he didn't see him. And his handball got smothered, and it's a boundary throw-in. 25 metres out. And Geelong, they shark the tap and they kick the ball back to the half-back flank. A lovely mark by Cam Owen on the edge of the the centre square for the Devils. He goes back inside 50 towards the boundary line. A lovely mark to Dixon. Hugh Dixon's marked the ball. 40 metres out from goal on a 45-degree angle. Once again, he's not on a great angle for a left footer. He's probably going to kick from 40 metres. He gets this, we're back to 4 goals the difference. We need you here, Hugh. We need you to kick this, mate. He's kicked it. I think he's kicked it. Well done, Hugh Dixon. Great goal, Hugh Dixon. Back to 24 points. And there's still probably 20 minutes to go because we lost about 5 or 6 minutes with that poor Geelong player with that leg injury. So 4 goals in 20 minutes. Certainly doable, but just need to get our game going. Just have not been able to get our game going, which is all credit to Geelong. They've been fantastic today. So the ball's back in the centre. For a ball up. 15 and a half minutes gone. Hugh Dixon's in the ruck. He wins a tap, but straight to Jack Bowes of Geelong. He finds a target. They handball, and Geelong will go inside 50. They go to the top of the goal square, and it's a mark. Geelong take a mark. Once again, just good body work by Geelong. This time, he put the body on Joe Chaplin, just nudged him under the ball slightly. But anyway, I know I'm being harsh, but I just think also that Joe Chaplin needs to be a little bit stronger there in that contest. So Geelong have a shot at goal. That's Nevitt, and he's put it through. That's a quick reply from Geelong. Quick reply. Back to 5 goals. Oh, that's a shame for the Devils. We needed a couple in a row, but all credit to Geelong. They got the ball out of the centre. And Jack Bowes, there was a lovely little kick by Jack Bowes out of the centre to find a target. And then they went long inside 50 and a bit of body work on Joe Chaplin just to knock him out of position. The ball's back in centre again. Hugh Dixon's in the ruck. And Geelong, they win the clearance again. Stevens this time. Oh, that's holding the ball, umpire. Now, it's a turnover. Harry Ulmer has the ball. Handballs to Leary. He runs to the top of the 50 as a ping at goal. And just offline, behind to the Devils. Back to 29 points. That was a good chance for the Devils. Unfortunately, there, Brandon Leary had no target inside 50, so he had to go for goal. And he just pulled it a little bit. Oh, that's a high tackle. Free kick to Geelong. Free kick to Geelong on the half-back line. 29 points. Devils need the next goal. They go down the line, off hands, and Geelong take it. Handball. Nevitt, another handball, long handball. Inside 50 now, Geelong. Oh, that's got to be holding the ball, umpire, yeah. That's a great tackle by Callanan. He wins a tackle for holding the ball against Geelong. He goes short, finds Zach Adams on the half-back flank. He plays on and goes straight up the line, up the boundary line. Hugh Dixon flies off hands over the boundary line, out of bounds for a throw-in. No, the umpire's paid a free kick. I didn't see that. He's paid a free kick to Robbie Fox. The Fox has the ball on centre wing. He plays on, puts himself under pressure on his left foot, kicks straight up in the air, straight to Geelong. They keep putting themselves under pressure, do the Devils, unnecessarily. Ball goes long inside 50. Intercepting mark is taken by Nick Williams for the Devils. He plays on. Comes back to centre wing. Hugh Dixon flies. Big spoil. Over the boundary line, out of bounds for a throw-in. Probably got 15 minutes to go. 29 points the difference. Dixon, he gets a tap, but straight to Bowes of Geelong. He goes deep inside 50, over the back of the pack. Free kick for a push to Geelong. Umpires paid a free kick to Mitch Nevitt of Geelong for a push by Nick Williams. And he's going to have a shot at goal from about 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle. This is probably to win the match for Geelong. He moves in. He kicks the goal. You would think that's probably just about it. If it wasn't already, that's probably just about it for the Devils. 13-9-87 Geelong. To Tasmania Devils. 7 goals, 10-52. 35-point lead to Geelong. Just ticked to 21 minutes. The Devils just have not been allowed to play their own game today. Geelong have just been too good. They've stifled Tasmania's play. Cox Goodyear kicks the ball to the top of the 50 for the Devils. Comes off hands. Lockie Hay picks the ball up, goes to the top of the goal square. Big spoil there from Geelong. That was a lovely spoil because it looked like that was going to be an easy mark there to Geordie Payne, who's been switched up forward. So Geordie Payne's in the forward line now for the Devils. It's a throw in 20 metres around from the Devils' goal. Josh Wolf in the ruck. It's taken by Geelong. He kicks it long out to the halfback flank. Cam Owen spoils. He picks it up. He kicks it back inside 50 over the head of players. Iverack picks it up. He's set upon. He's tackled. Going to be a ball up inside the 50-metre arc for the Devils. 30 metres out from goal. Josh Wolf in the ruck. Comes off hands. Geordie Payne's there. He picks it up. He gets tackled. High tackle. Geordie Payne free kick. 15 metres out from goal on a 45-degree angle. Geordie Payne has a chance to take the margin back to 29 points. He's played down back all day. He's been shifted up forward like the Devils did against the Hawks, and he's missed. Well, bad miss there by Geordie Payne. 34 points the difference. Geelong bring the ball out from full-back. A short pass to the back pocket. Jed Buse has the ball. He plays on. He goes long out towards the wing. A nice mark out there to Geelong. Big ruckman. He goes short. Another mark. Handball by Geelong. Play on. Another handball over the top. And another handball. And another handball. And Geelong go inside 50. And they take a mark on the 50-metre arc. They play so well with that handball chain to Geelong. And the Devils just can't stop it. So Geelong will have a shot at goal. It's going to kick from 55 or 60 metres, mind you, on the boundary line. So it's probably like a 1 in 10 shot. He kicks the goal. It's got the distance, but I think he's hit the post. No, he's just offline. Offline for one behind. The Devils bring the ball back into play. Cox Goodyear, he finds Fox. He handballs on to Callanan. He handballs to Cox Goodyear, puts himself under pressure, goes long over the back of the pack. Geordie Payne is there, and he knocks the ball over the boundary line out of bounds for a throw-in. The Devils just have not been able to chain the ball together coming out of their back line. They end up kicking long 9 times out of 10, and Geelong are always there. Hugh Dixon in the ruck, he gets the tap. Comes down to Geelong. They're tackled, and it'll be another ball up. Probably got 10 minutes left in the last quarter. Hugh Dixon, who wins the tap. Geordie Payne takes the ball. His kick is smothered over the boundary line, out of bounds for another throw-in. Throw-in on the 50-metre arc for the Devils. Hugh Dixon wins the tap. It comes down. Geelong pick it up. They kick the ball back to centre wing. Spoil there by Geelong. High tackle, looks like high tackle against the Devils. No, umpires said it wasn't high. He's called for a ball up. Hugh Dixon takes the ball out of the ruck, handballs over the top towards Mitchell. He handballs to Cox Goodyear, kicks the ball in front of him, handballs onto Elmer. Elmer handballs to Hagan. He gets tackled. That's what's happened all day. Geelong are just, their tackling pressure has been unbelievable. Every time the Devils look like breaking loose, Geelong just, their pressure is just so strong. They've got a ball up here. Umpire blows his whistle, a free kick is going the way of Tasmania. Free kick to Jai Menzies on the 50-metre arc. Too far out to score. He plays on, kicks long towards goal. It's rushed through off hands through a behind. Another behind to the Devils. 13-10-88 the Devils to 7 goals 12-54 to 13-10-88 Geelong to 7 goals 12-54 to Geelong, to Tasmania, I should say. My app is frozen here. I don't know what's going on with the app. Frozen. Hopefully I can get the app to restart again. This is the AFL website. I think the AFL website is experiencing some problems. This is live. This is what happens in a live stream. The AFL website's gone down for me. Okay, now it's back. Now it's gone again. What to do? My AFL website has crashed. I'm just trying to get my app to come back. I don't know if any of you guys out there are experiencing a problem with the AFL website. But it's really gone down here. AFL website has crashed for me. It's crashed. Oh, don't know what's going on. Why has it crashed? I can see the Devils have kicked a goal, but I couldn't see who kicked the goal because the website has crashed for me. So the goals, the Devils, 13-10-88 Geelong to 8 goals 12-60 to Tasmania. I'm just trying to get the AFL website live stream back, but it seems to have crashed for me. Is anybody else out there experiencing a problem with the AFL app? I'd love to know. This is not good. Don't really know why it's gone down, but gone down for me anyway. You can see we've gone about 31 minutes. This is a shame. The website has crashed. Can you believe it? In a qualifying final. I've done probably 5 or 6 streams this year, and the AFL.com has never crashed for me. But I can see that Geelong have scored another behind. So we'll stick with it until I can get this stream back. 13-11-89 Geelong to 8 goals 12-60 to the Devils. And the Devils have kicked another goal. I'm sorry I can't see who's kicking these goals because my AFL website has crashed. But another goal to the Devils. They're now 23 points behind. Is there enough time? I don't think there is enough time. I don't think there is enough time for the Devils. But we'll stick with it. Almost 33 minutes gone. Almost 33 minutes gone. It's 89-66. Oh, this is terrible. What a day. Don't you just wish this game was on Channel 7 or ABC or somewhere like that? This is woeful. AFL. Gone 33 and a half minutes. There's probably, 2 minutes to go. 13-11-89 Geelong. 9-12-66 the Devils. I mean, if the Devils had kicked straight, just imagine if the Devils had kicked 12 goals 9. If they kicked 12 goals 9, it's only like 9 points the difference, 8 points the difference. But that's been one other thing this year that has really hurt the Devils. One is slow starts and the other one is inaccurate kicking a goal. I mean, some of those ones for the Devils today have actually been rush behinds. we can't actually blame it all on bad kicking. But we have missed a couple of, I can think of 3 easy chances that we've missed in kicking for goal. And that's it. That's it. It's all over. A win by Geelong. A win by Geelong. Geelong have won the qualifying final. Geelong have beaten Tasmania 13 goals 11, 89 to 9 goals 12, 66. Well, I mean, Geelong were the better team on the day. You have to give it to them. You have to give it to them. So that means that next week the Devils will have a home final, probably at North Hobart Oval, against the winner of the game between Essendon and Williamstown. So let's have a quick look at how that game is going between Essendon and Williamstown. And that game is finished also, and Essendon have won that game easily by 45 points. So it's locked in now that the Tasmanian Devils will play Essendon, probably at North Hobart Oval, in a sudden death semi-final. And the winner of that game will go through and play the winner of Box Hill and Werribee. And the loser of the Devils and Essendon, it's season over. So, very interesting. Let's just have a quick look at the stats just to see how that all finished. So, leading disposal getter on the ground, George Stephen, Mitch Nevitt and Jack Bowes, all AFL listed players. And for the Devils, it's Bailey Bogue, Robbie Fox, Brandon Leary and Caleb Mitchell. Well, the Devils tried hard today, and look at that. I mean, that's look at the disposal stats. The Devils actually had more disposals, which tells me they overused the ball. They overused the ball, and they were inefficient in the way they used the ball, made mistakes, and turned it over. That's pretty much actually sums up what I saw on the field today. Inside 50s, pretty much even. Free kicks, that evened up. It actually went in favour of the Devils. Geelong won their hit-outs and Geelong won the clearances. And, yeah, that was pretty obvious to me, especially centre clearances. They won a lot more centre clearances than what the Devils did. And they went forward easily out of centre bounces. Marks, well, yeah, the Devils took more marks. And I want to have a look at tackling. Yeah, you see, Geelong's defensive pressure, their tackling was very, very good. And they out-pressured the Devils. They out-pressured the Devils today. So, unfortunately, people, Geelong have come away with a win today. The Devils put up a good fight in the first half, especially the first quarter. The first quarter was very good. We were only a couple of points behind at quarter time, and we were only, I think it was 2 goals behind at half time. We were right in the game. It was just in that third quarter that Geelong started to make their possession pay, and they started to dominate the Devils. And then in the last quarter, especially the first half of that last quarter, Geelong absolutely dominated the Devils in clearances, in possession and efficient possession, and the Devils could not make the most of their opportunities. But, as I said, that's the benefit of having a double chance. We finish fourth and the Devils get a double chance, and we get another go next week against Essendon, I think, at North Hobart Oval. So thanks everyone for joining. Thanks for subscribing. And once again, don't forget to subscribe because, as I said, we are going to give away a Devil's jacket, this one. We are going to give that away to one lucky subscriber next week. I'll actually give you the keyword in my next video. And if you put that keyword in the comment section at the end of that video, you'll get your name on the wheel for a chance to win that lovely Devil's jacket. So I'm going to sign off there for today, and hopefully I'll see you all next week at North Hobart Oval. I'm going to be there in flesh, in the person, and I'll be barracking very hard for Devils to try and get us a win and to try and get us a spot in a prelim final against either a Hawks or a Werribee. I'll see you soon. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.